This week, we're back on the old Moostang farm. We're gonna see if we can get this old truck running and driving, possibly roadworthy once again. I don't know, you'll just have to stick around and see. I can't do it talking to y'all though, so let us get busy. It's a 1972 GMC 1500. Oh yeah, been sitting about 30 years, and for now that's about all I can tell you. I do know, if you will recall, if you've been with me for a while, Dumas sat there. The old blue Ford that had the tree growing out of the bed, it was just rusted all to pieces, sat right there. The old orange Dodge, I believe it was a 71, sat right here next to it. We left this little fella because the owner told me it was the motor was shot. He didn't want to spend the money to get it running. Well, let me tell you the backstory now. If you will recall, the fella that owned this farm passed away 2 years ago whilst I was working on the Dodge. Well, he's got two boys. One is the backer farmer, and the other one farms cows. Well, if you remember Moostang, which was right across through there, all the cows that came up and bothered me while I was getting that old Mustang running, those are the cows that belong to the guy that owns this truck. Here's why I'm here now, trying to get this thing running. Like I said, he didn't want me to bother it because the motor was just shot. He said it burnt more oil than it did gas. Well, about 8 or 9 months ago, he was in a pretty bad tractor accident. U.S. mail box truck nailed him right in the back of the tractor on the highway out here, doing 55, 60 miles an hour, maybe faster. Flipped the tractor, rolled the tractor over in a big old ditch. It broke him all to pieces. I don't remember what all it broke. I know it broke his pelvis in a bunch of places. I think a leg. I don't remember if it broke his neck or not, but it just beat and banged him up. They didn't even know if he was going to make it, you know. I think he had a lot of internal bleeding. Anyway, I don't want to go into all that. But he's still not back to work and may never go back to work. I believe he was an EMT in Nashville. Anyway, I got to thinking, let's get this old truck running for him. I'm doing it free of charge. I'm buying all the parts. Yeah, let's just see what we can do with it. Hopefully, you know, by the end of this video, we can get this whole thing good enough where he can take it a little further, maybe put it back on the road permanently. We'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, let's walk around the whole thing and see what we're working with. Well, to be honest with you, we ain't gonna do a whole lot of walking around right now because it's surrounded by weeds and trees. I could have swore there was a tree that was growing right up on one of these doors, but it don't look like that's true. But anyway, typical of these year trucks, the door handle button is probably fell down in the bottom of the door. We'll have to fix that. Yes, sir. She is a GMC 1500 custom. Oh yeah, we got us a custom truck right here. As far as I can tell right now, it's got rust, but it's not a rust bucket. It does look like it needs cab corners. It looks like they've already been repaired once. There's a little rust in the front of the bed. Let's walk on back through here. Let's see what else we're working with. Oh yeah, we got us a little opening where we can see what's going on now. Look at the bottom of this bed. It's not in bad shape, I don't think. Well, I mean, you got to consider the stuff that I work on. Yeah, it ain't in bad shape. Can't get over there yet. I might do a little clearing of the weeds here in a minute. Well, wait a minute, we might walk through here. Yep. Probably going to eat up with ticks. I did put some spray on before I started all this, so maybe that'll keep them off of me. Let's see what we got down here. That looks like, yeah, it's got some Bondo in it. Been caved in right here a little bit. Overall though, from what I can tell, the whole thing ain't in too bad shape. No, so it's definitely worth fixing. Bottom of that door looks a little rotten. Top of the cab, I don't see no holes in it. Of course, it's got a bunch of junk in the back. I'm assuming this is the tailgate for it. Well, let me flip it over. No, sir, this is a square body tailgate, sure is. He might have it around here somewhere. Anyway, let's walk our way back to the front. Actually, let's see if this door will open. Not yet. I'll have to work on it. Let's go back around the front, pop the hood, and see what we got. I got to do a little weed removal first. I brought my weed removal tool, also known as a jack handle. Maybe that'll do. Let's see if I can figure out how you open this one. I'm assuming, yeah. Assuming it's just like the old Suburban Jolly Green Giant. Ooh, come on now. There we go. Oh yeah, small block shimmy lay. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he told me it's a 307 out of a Chevelle. There's a Chevelle sitting right there that belongs to their brother that passed away. That might be what it come out of. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask him if I see him. But it looks like everything but a distributor is here. Wonder where that went to. There's a place for coal, so that tells me it was not converted to electronic ignition. I think Chevrolet went to electronic ignition in '75. So we'll have to find a points distributor. I may have one laying around. Matter of fact, I think I do. I'll have to go back and see. Well, we got us a broom, or what's left of a broom. What in the world? Wonder what that's for. Does it have any radiator fluids in it? That's an awful thin radiator too. Yeah, it is too. I think I see it jiggling about halfway down, so that's good. At least the radiator ain't got a giant hole in it. Pretty simple. Yes, sir. Back then they were so simple. Well, it's basically the Jolly Green Giant. Yep, sure is. Let me get y'all in here and we'll look her over a little bit. Yes, sir, just your run-of-the-mill small block shimmy lay. Toughest motor ever made. Most reliable motor ever made. Well, some of y'all might argue the Ford 300 or maybe the Chevrolet Straight Six, but small block Chevrolet, they are hard to beat, buddy. Sure are. Got a little 2-bubble Rochester 2-jet. Like I said, distributor's missing. There's a coil holder, so that tells me it probably still had the points distributor in it. Non-power brakes, manual brakes. Does look like it is automatic. Yep, no clutch I don't see. So that's something else that we have to deal with. Other than that though, just a pretty simple old truck. Let me put y'all back on the camera stand. We'll see if the little fella will turn over. All right, we'll grab the fan. Will she move? No, not yet. Let me push down on the belt. No, sir, I do believe she's going to be stuck. I would be too after 30 years of sitting. Yep, tell you what, let me go ahead and get a 5/8 socket and a breaker bar. Let's see what we can do. I'm probably going to end up taking this fan off and getting it out of the way. Well, something ain't right here. What in the world? The crank bolt is missing. Well, how am I going to turn it if I ain't got a crank bolt? Interesting. Let me go ahead and get this fan out of the way, then we're going to have to go back to the house and get a bolt of some kind. I sure miss my battery operated ratchet. Milwaukee finally got back to me. We figured out what model I had, and of course you can't get that part anymore, so I'm either gonna have to buy me a new one, Milwaukee, or I don't know, maybe another brand. We'll just see. I might try to do that tonight if I think about it. I've told y'all before, I love working on stuff. I hate using a ratchet. Yes, sir. I don't have the patience. No, sir. I'd much rather have a battery operated apparatus. So I think I'll buy me one tonight. Yep. Ta-da! We'll set that little fella right there. Now that that's out of the way, Let me go see if I can't find a bolt that is just jam-packed full of grease and stuff. I'll have to clean it out. I'll be back in a minute and we'll see if this thing will turn over. Well, I am back. I found the bolt and I got some carb cleaner. We're going to clean that hole out. I might run a tap in it too, just to see, you know, make sure it's good and clean. This does not spray upside down, so that's good. All right, let me run this tap in there. I need a little extinction though. Well, it don't want to go in, so what's going on here? Let me figure out what's going on, because it don't want to go in that hole at all. Well, I'm beginning to believe that the bolt has broke off in it. That's good. Well, I just learned something. All my life, I've been told that just the 265 and the 283 Chevrolet V8s did not come with a crank bolt. Just read on the interwebs that almost all small block Chevrolets up through about 68 did not have a crank bolt. That makes sense why this one does not have one. Learn something new every day. Anyway, what I'm gonna do, let's get on one of the the smaller crank pulley bolts. I'm not gonna get rough with it because we can break that off pretty easily. Let's just see if she'll move. If not, then I'll have to go back to the house and get my chain wrench and see if that'll make it move. Will she or won't she? Let us see. No, sir, we're just tightening that bolt. I don't want to get real rough with that because we will break that bolt. Yeah, it's not doing a thing. No, sir. No, I'm afraid I'm going to break that bolt. Let me run back to the house for the second time. This is why I hate doing these out in the field. I'll run to the house 100 times, literally, in a week. I have run 2 tanks of gas out in the 4-wheel drive, going back and forth after stuff I need. Yeah. Anyways, I'll be back in a little bit. Let me get my, what's that called? Chain wrench. See what we can do with it. There's the old orange Dodge that we got running a couple years ago, sitting right next to the one we're working on now. And then, I believe that was a 71. I think this one here's a 71 also. That 1 ton that we got running. It's good to see them sitting in the barn out of the weather. That's awesome. Well, I'm back. I got my chain wrench. I want to get this water pump pulley out of the way. So let me loosen this alternator up, get the belt out of the way, get the pulley off, get the, what's that thing called I just went and got. Get it on the crank, see if she'll turn. Well, that's as far as that'll go. Interdestitating. Alright, got the belt out of the way, got the pulley out of the way. Alright, let's get this little feller on this here crank pulley. Get her tightened up. Now, will she or won't she? Oh, won't you look at that? What in the world? It ain't even stuck. What in the world? All right, well, that's great news. Let's see if I can spin it on around a time or two, make sure ain't no valves hanging down, but yeah, that's pretty awesome. It has 0 of the compressions, sure does. It ain't got nothing. Alright, I'm satisfied that no valves are hanging down. So let me get this out of the way. Let's hook up a battery and just see if the starter will work. Awesome, it ain't stuck. It has a positive battery cable. Didn't have a negative, so I brought one from the house. We'll stick it under this intake bolt right here. It don't want to fit through the hole. So I've wasted all the time doing that, so let me find a different place. Maybe on the alternator right here. Always something. I do believe somebody robbed lots of parts. Distributor's gone. I just realized this valve cover's loose. We'll take it off here in a minute. The fuel line from the carb to the fuel pump's gone. Yeah, dipstick is gone. The tube is there, but the dipstick's gone. So that's good. Anyway, let me get this here navigative cable hooked up. Maybe right here. Now, will it go right here? I think so. Here's our battery. This positive looks pretty rough. Let me do a little cleaning on it. All right, I gotta hook up my little starter gun. Well, I think I got my starter in the right spot. Now we're gonna use locking pliers to put our positive cable on. Where did it go? Right here. I don't see no sparkies. Now hook, where did it go, my gun? Hook the other side to the positive. Does it do anything? Holy crap, what was that? That ground is arcing and sparking. It does turn over, but we don't have a good connection right here. Let me tighten that up a little more or something. What does that do? Acts like it might have compression on one. Let me pull the plugs out, and I might shoot some Kroll oil in them, help them rings pop back out, and we'll just turn it over and let the oil pressure build up maybe and pump the lifters up. You know, they always start faster after the lifters are pumped up. Let us remove the sparking plugs. Number 20, that is a really large gap, but it don't look bad. He said it burnt oil. That's not evident on that plug. No, sir. Let's remove the next one. Same thing. That's, no. Unless those are brand new plugs that he put in, but right before he parked it, I don't see the evidence of this thing being an oil burner. Sure don't. Same thing. Let me get the rest of them out and I shall report back. Got all the plugs out and I don't see it being a major oil burner. Every one of them look just like that right there, with the exception of number 8 is this one here. It's a little wet, you know, probably oil. Number 1 is a little cruddy up. You know, that could be an oil burner there, but the rest of them, I don't know, sir. I don't see it. Like I said, maybe he just put them plugs in there before he parked it. I don't see the evidence of it being a major oil burner. Now, here's what we're going to do. Let me get my vacuum out and clean the intake. I want to pull that valve cover off since it's, you know, already ain't got no bolts. We'll turn the thing over. Hopefully we'll start seeing oil coming up to the top. Then I'll go find a distributor somewhere. We'll check the carb out and see if the thing will fire up. Well, it ain't bad looking. No, sir, sure ain't. Probably gonna need some new valve cover gaskets. Oh yeah, half of that one's gone. I don't know if I got any at the house or not. I'll have to look and see. The distributor hold downs right here. I meant to look and see if I had a distributor last time I went to the house, and of course, you know, I forgot. So we'll have to go back for that. Phew, I smell the mouse pepe really badly. Pretty clean looking up top. Oh yeah, there ain't no crud hardly at all on any of the rockers or anything else. Not bad at all. It don't have a dipstick tube or dipstick, so let me steal the one off a Jolly Green Giant just to dip her down in there, see if we got any Earl. If we do, we'll crank her over and hopefully start seeing oil up top here in just a minute. Do we have any Earl at all? Well, I'm hitting the bottom of the oil pan, so Yeah, it's got Earl. That's pretty fresh oil, actually. Oh, yeah. Let's turn her over. See if we can get oil to the top. Oh, you know what I'm doing. You know how dumb I am? It's got to have a distributor in it before it'll pump any oil. Yep. I got to go back to the house and see if I got a distributor. What in the world, man? Well, I made it back, but barely. The old Jolly Green Giant is acting up again. Remember on the way home from Power Tour, it got to cutting out and carrying on. Wouldn't half run. We finally cleared up. And I don't know what's going on. Did again, it basically quit on me. Pulled off of the road, got out, popped the hood, and you know, it acts like it's running out of gas. Popped the hood, took the breather off, hit the throttle, and 2 big old squirts of gas coming out of the squirter. So it wasn't running out of gas. I don't know what it is. Like I told y'all, I've never seen a GM HEI ignition control module sort of work. They either work or they don't. I don't know. Anyways, we got to figure out what it'll reveal itself eventually. I guess it'll just quit working. Anyway, we got to figure that out sometime. But right now, let's get back on this thing right here. I found me a points distributor, a coil, a cap. Oh yeah, I got some wires we can use too. Right now though, I'm just interested in getting some Earl moving up here, get these lifters pumped up. So I want to get it on top dead center cylinder 1. We'll drop her in and go to whirling it, and hopefully we'll get some oil up here. Top dead center, where you at? What in the world, fellers? It has 0 compression on number 1. What in the world? Let's check the rest of them while we're at it. And they've got a little bit. And I got a little bit. Got a little bit. No, so this valve's stuck down. We'll work on that in a second. Got a little bit. Absolutely nothing. So 6 and 1 have no compression, and then 2 don't, but the valve's stuck down. Let me get a hammer and peck on it real quick. Will it or won't it break free? Well, yep, she just popped up right then. Oh yeah. It's wanting to hang back down. We can keep working with it though. It's popping up. Let's see if we're getting any compression now. No, sir. None. It's probably still hanging open just a wee bit, just enough to not build compression. Let me work on it a little bit. Let me get some Kroil oil, see if I can get it down in there on the valve stem. Kroil of oil fixes everything. What about now? Oh yeah, we got compressions there. Which one was it? Number 6? No, sir. Interesting. Well, let's look at number 1. None. Let's stick the whole camera down in there and see what we see. It's got... What is that stuff? Huh. It's like a pile of... I don't know. That's weird. Let me flip her the other way. Look at the valves. It's got major carbon. That's probably what that is in the on top of that piston. It's just lots of carbon buildup on that exhaust valve, probably. Numeral 60. Yeah, there's a pile of carbon on top of that piston too. Most likely that's what it is. Yes, sir, she is full of carbon. Well, I'm pretty sure the carbon buildup is the issue. This over here is just like these, and well, there's actually a pile of carbon that's fell off the head valves, and it's on top of the piston now. And yeah, that's probably holding the valve open. Let me keep turning it over and whooping on it with a hammer, and maybe number 1, number 6, we'll start building compression after a little bit. Got compression on 1. It ain't, great, but let me work on 6. I'll be back in a little while. Number 6, it don't want to cooperatize. No, sir. Can't get no compression on it. Number 1's real weak. I sprayed coil oil on all the cylinders, and it's turning over a lot faster now, so that's good. I got the distributor in, so now the oil pump should turn. Let's crank her over and see if we can get some oil pumped up to the top here. See how much faster it's turning over now? All she needed was a little lube. Got some Earl right here. Oh yeah. We're making a mess too. Let me put a rag down. The valve cover gaskets ain't no count. Let me put it on there anyway. I forgot to get some when I went back. Maybe this will help contain some of the Earl. Let's keep on. See if we can get some more squirting oil. Okay, a little bit right there. Take this off, see if we got any more over here pumping. Yeah, we got 3 more over here. So let me keep on. I'd like to get it on all of them. Today's the next day. Yes, sir. We got rained out yesterday afternoon. It come a flood of biblical proportions, let me tell you. Yep, I was out here trying to gather up tools, dodging the lightning, trying to not get soaked by the rain. Finally made it home, almost run over a big old limb laying in the road though that the wind blew down. But we made it back today, oh yeah. Speaking of today, it's gonna be a short day. Y'all know how it is, fellas, I'm a one-man show. I got to do it all. But I would like to hear this thing run. What I have done since I've been here, we cranked her over and got some more oil coming to the top. I think we got enough lifters pumped up that she should start up pretty quickly, I hope. I got new valve cover gaskets on. As you can see, the carburetor device has been removed. That was a job, it really was. Got her tore apart, and it's not that dirty. No, sir, it probably would have been just fine. You see down in there, there's a little old tarnish, varnish, whatever you want to call it. All I'm gonna do is shoot some carb cleaner through the main jets and make sure the accelerator pump works. The cup on it, by the way, is very, very pliable, so I think it's good. I'll have to go back to the house and get a gasket because I tore that in all pieces. Anyway, let me get that cleaned up and go back to the house and get that. And I forgot the good battery. This in here is on a truck. Where are we at? That way. Y'all, if you've been with me for a while, you might remember Fagan, the light blue, I believe it's a 67 C50. Is that a 2-ton? I don't know. Anyway, we got it running, but it sits most of the time. Well, it wouldn't start. Well, then the starter quit. So I had to look at that. The solenoid, the contacts inside there, it's no telling how old that starter is. Well, they're real pitted. Cleaned that up, put it back together, starter worked, it fired up. Well, the carburetor's flooding, and the Mises have chewed up a radiator hose, so I gotta fix that. But anyway, stole the battery off that. That's where that is, or that's where that come from. It's a little weak. So when I go back to the house, I'll get the other battery, and we'll clean this up, put it together. Will she fire? Well, let's cross our fingers real good that here in just a minute she's gonna fire up. Well, I'm back from the homestead. I got us a gasket for the carburetor device. Well, it won't go on. What in the world? Anyway, let me get this on. Now, I lost one of the nuts that holds this carb on. I brought my big magnet with me. I have scoured the ground and cannot find it. So it's going to be running with 3 nuts. Hopefully we don't have a vacuum leak. Anyway, let me get this feller put on. That'll be one step closer to here running. Oh yeah. All right, I got a few vacuum ports to plug off. That big one there, this small one, I gotta put my fitting in here. Let's do that right now. I don't know which way that filter goes in. Let's put her in that way, who cares? As long as it gets put in. All right, let me find something to plug these lines, hook up a fuel line. I gotta run wires, put the plugs back in, then we'll be ready. I left my vacuum plugs in the other tote. I done took it out of the truck. Well, I got me a piece of, I don't know what this weed is, but there it is right there. Shove her in the hole, just like that. Yep, plugs that one. I need to find something small for this one. Let me see what I can find real quick. That same weed, just a smaller part of it should do. Ta-da! No more vacuum leaks. What's next? I gotta put the cap on. Let me sand the points. Put the coil in, hook it up, and do all that. Let's do a little sandy sand on these here points if I can get in there to them. A little bit of white stuff coming off of them. Should have done this before I put it in the vehicle, but y'all know how I am. I do stuff backwards, yep. It's much more interesting when you do it like that. All right. Now what I'm gonna do is open them up and hit them with some carb cleaner. Make sure none of that grit or whatever's still in there. Now that's done. Let's hook a coil up. I don't know what this coil come off of. It was on the shelf of parts in the shop. Which one's negative? This one over here. So it'll go to the coil wire. I mean to the what's that? Distributor wire right here. Now the hot wire. There's a wire right here that's been cut. I'm assuming that's it, but I don't even know if we got keys. We can't get in the cab, so if I got enough wire, we're gonna hot wire it from the battery. I have plenty of wire. Oh yeah, to run over to the battery. So let me get this wired up real quick. Let's go ahead and put the plugs in. I'm gonna close the gap up on them just a wee bit because I think it's a really big gap for old points ignition. If I haven't showed you lately how to set the gap, well, what you do, you look at it and say, well, that's a little wide. Peck on it, close it up a little bit, and that's it. Y'all look at here what I got. I bought this last night. It is a Milwaukee. It's the exact same brand or model that I had. How can they still make them new, but I can't get parts for it? Maybe it was new old stock. I don't know, but I got it like half price of what it normally would be. So yeah, I decided to go ahead and buy it. All right, let me get the other side put in real quick like. Plugs are installed. Now it's time to put this here distributor capilapa on this here distributor. Which way do you go, little buddy? Approximately right there. Yes, sir. Let me get some wires put on. I really don't know what these wires come off of, but they're brand new. Let's start with the shortest one. Let's see, I think one is going to be here, 1, 8. Will 8 work? 4, 3, 6, 5, 7. 7 would probably be better. Let's try that. It won't reach. No, sir. Well, it does if you do it like that. It'll work for now. What is next? One of the longer ones probably needs to be 1. We'll put it right there. Well, that there's about 6 miles too long. I wish I had some of that on the first one we put on. What in the world, man? Wires are ran. I'm putting the coil wire on now. Some are about 6 miles too long. One is about 10 miles too short, but it'll have to do for now. Let me get my little checker out, hook a battery up, make sure we're getting spark. All right, y'all watch that little fella right there. Tell me if we're getting spark. Oh yeah, we're getting spark. She's turning over slow. That battery It may not last long, I don't know. Fill the little feller up. Give her a drink, give her a drink. Little bit grown. Fire in the hole. Yeah, she ain't turning over nowhere near fast enough. Are we getting any pump shot yet? Oh yeah, a big one. Something sounds weird. I hear a puffing sound. Oh, wait a minute, I got a big old vacuum leak on this intake. Let me plug that real quick. Cut me another weed, stick in that hole. That's just about perfect. Oh yeah. I'm just checking it over, make sure we ain't got no more vacuum leaks anywhere. Wait a minute, got another one. Well, dad blame. Take another weed, stick it in that hole. Well, that ain't big enough. Let me get a bigger one. Now, is that all of them? I think so. Give her another try. Fire in the hole once again. Y'all probably didn't see that or hear it, but I stuck this to my hot and it let off. It sparked. We kicked the motor over just a little bit. Fire in the hole for the 983rd time. Well, it ain't even trying. No, sir. Well, here's the deal, fellas. I think we're 180 out on our timing. Here's how I determined that. I didn't bring my timing light, but I wanted to, go by the timing tab. I cleaned the timing tab up and then found the timing mark. It's right there. Well, then I hooked up my little spark checker here, put it there, and this thing's turning over so slow that whenever I see this flash, I'll stop, and I made a mark, and then I turned it on over to this mark, and we are, in fact, about 180 out. Yep. I don't know how it happened. I ain't got a clue. Normally, when they're 180 out, you'll get some backfiring, but, this thing is old. It ain't building a lot of compression. Anyways, let's pull the cap off, and I bet you money it's pointing yonder way about 10 o'clock or so. What do we has? Well, not quite 180. We're probably more than 90. So, yeah, this is getting really warm, by the way, this negative. Let me take some of this off for now. Undo this so it don't burn it down. Then I'm gonna bring this on around where it needs to be. Then we'll give her another try. All right, let me show y'all how to walk this around. If you've been with me for a while, then you've seen me do this a time or two. But all you do, I learned this back when I was a wee child, by the way, from a fella out in North Carolina, building race car motors. Anyway, you pick it up, if you're pointing over here and you want to be over there, you pick it up, you turn it about that much, maybe a little more. Drop it down, make sure it fully seats, and it'll walk around one tooth at a time until you get it where you want it. See how we're already pointing at the back now? We was over here. Well, right here, I want to go one more tooth. There it is. She's pointing about right there at number 1. So let me tighten this back down. I'll put the cap on. We'll give her a try again. Maybe it'll at least, attempt to hit a lick. Where'd my wrench go? Here it is. I'm rechecking where we're at now, with my little spark tester. As soon as it flashes, I'll quit and look at the mark. Oh, it tried firing right then. Did y'all hear that? Very promising. There it goes right there. All right, we are the marks there. We're really, really late. So turns this way, so we turn it this way. Let me check it again. You know, I want to get it close. I ain't gonna get it exact, but we can get it pretty close. Well, it's about the same. We'll leave it right there and give her the old try. See what it does. Give her a little drink of gasolines. Fire in the hole. Battery's about dead, fellas. Yep. Well, I got Sir Jolly hooked up. Let's see if that's going to help us out any at all. Fire in the hole! It's turning over faster. I've decided to go ahead and hook this gas tank up because I think I done pumped it dry. We'll see what happens right here. Is it filling up? Do we have a squirt? Not yet. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, now let's give her a try for the 784,963rd time. Woo! Holy crap! Well, we got a fire. We got a fire. Got a fire. Got a fire. Burning my wire and got a fire. Got a fire and burning my wire. Not good. The green stuff is burning. I thought I could smother it out, but no. There we go. That's not good. No, sir. I think next time I do this, I'll bring a fire extinguisher. Oh, yeah. Anyway. Ooh, that's really hot. Let this area cool off. Well, it was very exciting. Yeah, I don't like that kind of excitement, though. I thought I might could, beat it out or smother it with weeds. Well, they started burning. Green weeds started burning. Anyway, now that we got all our excess gas burnt away, hopefully, we won't catch on fire anymore. Fire in the hole for however many times. She ain't doing a thing. No, sir. Y'all look here, fellers. Jolly Green Giants done let me down. Yep, sitting on the side of the road with it jacked up. Fuel pump, I think, has finally quit on me. That's what was wrong with it. On Power Tour. Did this to me yesterday. I thought it was out of gas. Put gas in it. Still wouldn't pump. I fooled with the regulator. It started pumping again, so I thought, well, regulator's bad. Well, one day later, it's doing the same thing. It will not pump now. I just put 4 more gallons in it. No, sir. Luckily, I bought a backup pump for Power Tour. Let me get that changed out. Well, as you can see, I made it home in a pile of garbage. I mean, it's, another new part. It went bad. What does that say right there? Does that say Edelbrock? Yeah, Edelbrock's not supposed to be junk. Nope. Apparently it is, though. Let me see if I can find. No, I don't see it. But it is Chinesium. That's some great stuff. The one I put in there, identical pump, just this outside part is different. It's the exact same thing. Made in China, got it off eBay for half the price of this. You're paying double price for Chinese junk just because it says Edelbrock. Hooked it up to this battery. It runs. It was running, when it quit on me. It just won't pump. Maybe the filter has got crud in it, but I mean, it's a brand new tank, brand new fuel system. How did it get crud in it? Might cut that open after a while and just look at it, but for now, I'm going in the house. Yeah. You might be wondering, how did you go from trying to get that motor to run to being on the side of the road? Well, I gave up on the motor for now. It has no compression, none. And well, I filled the cylinders with Cruller oil, hoping maybe that'll make the rings, you know, pop back out and start sealing. I'm gonna let it sit for a day or two at least. We'll go back and I'll take my compression gauge and we'll see what kind of compression it's got, but that motor, it may be wore out. Anyways, I'm going in the house. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Well, I decided to tear that filter apart, and it may not be Chinesium. I may have spoke too soon. This is little black plastic shavings. If you will recall, our gas tank is black and plastic. Yep. It's got a lot of fittings in it too. Most likely those are shavings from when they cut the threads to screw the fittings in. They didn't clean the tank out yet. But if you've ever wondered what one of these little screw-on filters look like, well, there it is. There's the filter right there. Goes down in there. This doesn't seem like enough, you know, to keep it from flowing, but I think most of it was jammed up in this inlet here. And it, you know, this is suction side, and it don't take a whole lot to, you know, hurt suction. Anyways, what we might do is get another one of these filters and put this back on it. Just see what it does. I really hate to break down again. I'll tell you what I could do. I'll have me emergency gas tank rigged up where we can just hook it up and come home if we have to. Yeah, let me see about getting a filter for that. Anyways, going in the house. See y'all tomorrow. Well, I come over here to Mama's, get the old John Deere out. We're going to hill some taters up my brother's, and look who showed up. Miss Daisy. Come here, girl. Come here, give me some loves. How you been doing? Say hello, everybody. You been doing all right? Are you lazy? Just laying in the sun? Come here. Come here. What are you doing? All right, tell everybody. We'll see you later. Yo, nose is dirty. We'll see you later. Just got done hilling taters up at my brother's. And well, I wasn't even gonna video none of this, but I thought, tell you what, let's video a little bit of it. I built this little hiller attachment, I think 5 years ago. It's just some old galvanized I-beam and then a piece of pipe and U-bolts and whatnot. Found them old discs laying somewhere. The last summer that we had Daddy alive, we had discussed doing something like this, but never got around to doing it. The next summer is when I built this, but this is the first time I've actually had a chance to use it, and it works pretty good. Yep. Anyways, this is just a little short video of us hilling taters. This is my brother's garden patch. He's got a little killdeer, whatever you call them. She's upset because she's got the nest out here in the middle of the garden. We're working around her, but she's really upset. The eggs are, well, all right here. Here they are. Yeah, here she comes. She's really upset with me. There's her eggs right there. I think he said she's been sitting on them a couple weeks. Maybe she'll hatch them eventually. Little dummy. Well, I think we're done hilling taters. As you can see, we left her little nest undisturbed. Here she is. She's not happy with me at all. No, come here, ma'am. Come here. What a dumb little bird. Well, it's been, I don't know, a week or probably more, like a week and a half since I've come over and fooled with this thing. I think I left off with putting Cruller oil in the cylinders, letting it sit, hoping it would make them rings pop back out. Well, I got my compression tester. Let's just see what we're working with. What do we have on the compressions? That's maybe 30. It ain't looking good off the start, man. It really ain't. All right, there's about 125. 0. If I remember, that's one of them that, yeah, the valve, I think, is stuck or something. Trash under it. Well, that one was about 100, then it quit. Now it's back, it's about 80-ish. I think it's got valve issues, carboned up. Well, when it hits, it's got about 50-ish. And they're about 100. $125-ish. What is this last one right here? Come on, man. 80-ish, but it quit also. Yeah, it ain't hitting about half the time. Well, that ain't good. No, sir. We got like 2 cylinders with good enough compression. The rest of them, if they make compression, it's 50 to 80. That's pretty terrible. And half of them, well, they may make compression this stroke and the next one they don't. That tells me the valves are so carboned up from burning oil. He was right. It's a wore out motor is what it is. Yes, sir. When I stuck my camera down in each spark plug hole and saw that pile of carbon on top of each piston, I knew right then that it probably wasn't a good prognosis. No, sir. We all know I really hate admitting defeat, but this little feller, yeah, he's done for. I will talk to him and see what he wants to do. He may want to pull it out and rebuild it. If so, we'll drag it to the shop and do that. But if it was mine, I'd pull that 307 out and set it over here by this tree and leave it, because 307 ain't worth fooling with. No, sir. I'd find me a 350 and put in it. But the truck is definitely worth saving. Oh, yeah. It's in a lot better shape than this thing here was, and I'm driving it every day. Oh, yeah. I debated on whether or not to post this video, because it is a failed will it run. But I decided to, because here at This and That Garage, Backyard Butchery Emporium, MLS capital of the world, we don't pick and choose. No, sir. We don't do no cream puffs. Matter of fact, it sort of seems like I seek out the biggest piles of junk you can find and try to get them running. Yep. So here we are. Anyway, like I said, I will talk to him, see what he wants to do with this. You might see it on the channel in the future, so I'll be looking for that. Anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, hit that like, comment, subscribe, share it with friends. And until next time, go do something. Blur, blur.